Are you addicted to certainty? Our brains are in a constant state of low level alarm. There's this odd comfort in being right. Even if being right means something bad is going to happen, we'd rather say, I knew they would let me down, than sit in the uncomfortable space of hoping for the best. It gives us a sense of control. We treat the unknown like a void that needs to be filled immediately, but sometimes the void is where the best ideas grow. If you fill every silence with a guess, you never leave room for a real answer to show up. We need to know where we stand at every second. We're losing the ability to let things unfold at their own pace. The digital age has promised us an answer for everything in a few clicks, which has basically ruined our patience and our sense of mystery. We used to wonder about things, and that wondering led us to some pretty deep thoughts. Now we just Google it. People often confuse confidence with certainty. True confidence is being okay with not knowing the outcome because you trust yourself to handle whatever happens. Certainty is just a shield we use when we don't actually trust ourselves to adapt. We're terrified of being wrong, but being wrong is just the sound of a new piece of information hitting our brain. We've turned a learning process into a character flaw. The space where curiosity lives. And without curiosity, we're just robots executing a script. We're so busy trying to be sure that we forget to be interested. We look for guarantees in careers, like there's a safe path that leads to a guaranteed retirement and life of happiness. But the real safety is being versatile enough to handle the fact that the path might disappear tomorrow. The need for certainty makes us terrible listeners because we're just waiting for the other person to say something that confirms what we already think. We filter out the nuances that don't fit into our internal narrative. We live in a world of breaking news and instant updates that feed our hunger for the latest facts. It gives us a temporary hit of dopamine to feel informed. Guilty. But being informed isn't the same as being wise. We're drowning in information, but starving for the perspective that only comes from sitting with the unknown. The pressure to have a take on everything immediately is exhausting. We don't give ourselves permission to say, I haven't thought about that enough to have an opinion. The more we try to control the outcome, the more we lose the ability to enjoy the process. Remember, the joy of life is in the journey, not the destination. The need to be certain often leads to analysis paralysis, where we do nothing because we can't find the perfect option. We're so afraid of making a mistake that we miss the chance to do anything at all. In most cases, a good decision now is better than doing nothing. We're also terrified of wasting time, but the definition of wasted time is usually just time spent without a certain goal. Some of the most important moments of our lives come from the time we thought we were wasting. We act like our identity is a solid thing we have to protect at all costs. If we change our mind or our style, we feel like we're losing ourselves. We're afraid of silence because it's the most uncertain thing there is. In silence, we have to face our own thoughts without any distraction. We tend to fill the noise to avoid the messy thoughts. We're afraid of losing things because we've attached our certainty to our possessions. We think we are our house, our car, our job title. And when those things go, we feel like we're disappearing. We use logic to talk ourselves out of our dreams. Because dreams are notoriously uncertain, we'd rather have a certain mediocre life than an uncertain epic one. We want love to be a feeling that stays exactly the same forever, but love is an action that has to adapt to the changing people involved. The certainty of a honeymoon is a very different thing than the certainty of a 50-year marriage. We're addicted to the tomorrow. We'll be better tomorrow. We'll start tomorrow. We'll be happier tomorrow. It's a way of avoiding the messy uncertainty of today. The most freeing thing about being alive is that we're just a tiny, uncertain part of everything else and the universe.